Hey everyone, it's Aaron Miller. We've had the pleasure of being introduced and being able to spend some time with the founder and curator of Vallarta Botanical Gardens, and he's going to walk us through a few flowers that are guaranteed to attract hummingbirds for you.
Hi everybody, my name's Bob Price. I am coming to you from the Vallarta Botanical Garden in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. And today we're going to walk around and look at some hummingbird attracting plants that are easy to grow and are guaranteed to have hummingbirds flock into your garden. The first plant we want to talk about is the lantana. I think it's a really beautiful plant. The hummingbirds love this plant. It comes in a huge variety of different colors, and this is a guaranteed hummingbird attractor. Also, I'll show you here that it also has seeds. If you're just a birder in general, these little seeds are super popular food for other birds you might have, cardinals and other seed eaters. So this is a good plant for attracting birds of any kind, the lantana. Next we have a zinnia. And the zinnia is also a very fine hummingbird attracting plant. Comes in a number of varieties and attracts butterflies and hummingbirds. They're attracted to these little yellow centers, and you'll see planting zinnias, you can guarantee getting a crop of hummingbirds coming through, and excellent flower. And we'll walk a little bit further this way, and I'll just mention things like bougainvilleas. There's other flowers that you can see hummingbirds at occasionally. They're not maybe the favorite, but they'll go to these flowers too. So the bougainvillea is one of those flowers. It's not a top attractor, but it is an attractor. Okay, so this is a giant Stachytarfeta. The common name is poker's weed. If you want to Google it, Google poker's weed, and you'll see that this is a plant that's a guaranteed hummingbird attractor. It comes in a variety of colors, super heat tolerant for summertime. If you're in the southern areas, it can take a good baking without any signs of stress. The lantana is the same way, super heat tolerant. And this is the pink variety. This is the blue Stachytarfeta, or blue poker's weed. Okay, also a guaranteed attractor.
Yeah,
I love this one.
I can second that. We've been hanging out here for a couple of days now, and the birds seem to be preferring this this shrub. They're almost always at it in low light periods.
And they grow into a large shrub like the pink one, but it's purple colored. So I'm quite excited about that. And so we'll have a lot of color. These things make beautiful, if you want some background or some height in your garden, these are great background plants because they just get quite tall, 6 feet tall.
You can see the one just beyond us here, everyone, this shrub just over here beyond this agave. It's probably 6 feet tall already. We've noticed an interesting dynamic observing this beautiful gardens here over the last couple of days, is that the larger hummingbird species seem to dominate the red and the pink versions of the flower that Bob was just talking about. And the blue ones really give the smaller species an alternative to go to when they're getting bullied off. So maybe take that piece of information into your own planting and consider planting 3 or 4 different colors of the same kind of flower, just in case you have different species coming to your yard. It might help you out.
Yep, good advice. So one of the things about Mexico, the hummingbirds are migratory here also, but maybe it's a reverse migration than Canada. Obviously, we'll see more hummers up in Canada in the summer months. Here, we're in the going into summer, but we're also in the dry season. So if you come here in the months of January, February, March, you won't see a lot of hummingbirds in this garden. They're migratory. They go somewhere else. I don't know where that is, but they're not here. But as soon as this dry season starts popping in May, getting really dried out, you can look at the hills, they're all dried out, no green anywhere. That's when the hummingbirds are coming to our garden looking for water, which they get in our sprinklers and other places, bird baths, and they're looking for food, which is in our hummingbird feeders that we have a few here, and of our natural flowers that we have here too. It's a good idea to plant these types of flowers for hummingbirds. A lot of them won't be able to go to the hummingbird feeder because of the more larger aggressive species that are going to keep chasing them away. So you need some hummingbird attracting flowers and maybe a feeder or two, and always strictly follow that hummingbird feeder recipe to measure those ingredients, because they don't like it too sweet, they don't like it too light, they like it just right, like Goldilocks in the porridge.
Right. Exactly.
So yeah, measure those ingredients when you make up your hummingbird syrup for your feeder.
Just on that note, everyone, 4:1 is about the ratio you'd want to be shooting for. So 1 part sugar, 4 part water. If you're hanging out in a warm climate like we are here right now in Puerto Vallarta, you want to be cleaning your feeders minimum every 3 days, especially if they're in the sun, so that you can keep that mixture clean and bacteria free for your little friends.
Yeah, we actually clean ours every day here.
Even better.
Because we have so many hummingbirds here right now, they're actually draining the feeders.
Every day.
Right, so it's a good opportunity to just take them down, wash them out with a little light soap and water, real good, and then refill them with nectar, which you can make a good supply of nectar and keep it in the fridge, right?
Exactly,
And
good
then,
point.
And then refill. I don't, in the beginning of the season, I only put a small amount of nectar in the feeder so I don't waste it, right?
Exactly.
Because after a day or two, you just toss it out because it's not fresh anymore, and you want to keep that's a key thing to know about attracting hummingbirds. They want the fresh nectar. If it starts to get old, they won't go.
100%.
Yeah,
good points.
There's a special hummer here. It's called the Mexican hermit, and I think you might have some video of that. It's quite a unique species and a very beautiful tropical hummingbird. So not brightly colored, but it has a long tail and quite a long curved beak. So it's real interesting to watch those. Another popular hummingbird attractor is the nopal cactus. We also call it the prickly pear, and these can be grown. There's a lot of them that are cold hardy, and you could grow one in a container or move it in and out in the winter time. But the red tubular blooms are a favorite of the hermit, also the plain cap starthroat, a little bit of the larger species. They love these cactus flowers. So easy to grow. If you have a hot sunny deck, they want to be punished by the full sun. This flower here, it's a shrub, tropical shrub. It's in the hibiscus family. It's called the Turk's cap hibiscus. This is a pink one, but they also come in a red, which I'll find one in a minute and show you. But this is a great hummingbird attractor for many different species, and super easy to grow, hardy.
And we've seen the hermits get right up to their eyebrows in these flowers. They're perfectly designed for it.
Yeah, these are native plants, native Mexican plants. This one and the other Turk's cap, the lantana, the zinnia, they're all native Mexican. Even the poker's weed, the Sechtarfeta, those are all native plants. It's a good thing if you go on a nature hike or something and you happen to see a hummingbird working some flowers, take a note or a picture and see what those flowers are, and that's a good way to know, hey, that hummingbird, they love those flowers right there. Maybe check it out, make sure it's not an endangered wildflower or anything before you try to propagate a little piece of it. But they love wildflowers too. They love a lot of things that you would never get at a garden center, and you can bring those into your garden. I make cuttings of things normally. I don't really uproot whole bushes, but yeah, I think making a small cutting is never really harmful. And you can get some natural woodland plants to augment your selection of food plants that you could get at a nursery.
And it's an excellent point, everyone, that Bob's just made here. Bringing in the flowers natural if you can get it, because we've traveled extensively and some species will readily adopt a feeder and some species don't even recognize it as a feeding source. So if you can provide another probably superior option, which is the flowers, you'll have better success overall in bringing hummingbirds into your space.
Yes, all flowers don't attract hummingbirds, but these ones that we're going through this morning here are guaranteed attractors, and then I plant them here. They're not just good for hummingbirds, they also attract a lot of butterflies too. So if you like hummingbirds, you're usually a butterfly fan, so you can't go wrong.
Exactly.
They love full sun. All of these plants we're showing you are full sun plants. Okay?
Good point.
Also, if you want to observe hummingbirds, early morning or late afternoon is the ideal time. In the midday, there's not as many of them around. They don't like that hot sun. But when it starts cooling off in the afternoon, they start coming out, and that's the best time to observe. The other one that's over here, that is the good attractor for the Mexican hermit, is the shrimp plant. The yellow one is a fantastic hummingbird attractor. Even the flowers are shaped to receive the curved bill of the hermit. So it's a good one, easy to grow, easy to find plant for your hummingbird garden. Here at the gardens, we love hummingbirds so much. We actually have a hummingbird week that will have guided hummingbird walks in the morning. And this is just a little card we have that tells the names of the different hummers we've seen here and documented here in Spanish and in English, including the Mexican hermit over here and the West Mexican emerald. A lot of different beautiful hummingbirds here. We have 13 documented species here, so we could even get more. We could see a new one anytime that just happens to be flying away and stops off here at our garden to have a drink or something like that. So if you happen to be around next week in June here in Puerto Vallarta, we invite you to Hummingbird Week. You want to see the hummers, come in the summer. How about that?
Exactly. Hummers in summer, guys.
Yeah. So I mentioned the hummingbirds here are migratory and that they appear here at this botanical garden right as the dry season's coming on, which is now in late May or mid-May. We start seeing them coming, and then they're going to be here through June, July. The rains will start in July, hopefully, and then the rainy season will continue on to October, November. So we will see the hummingbirds here in their largest concentrations from May till about October, and then they'll start migrating again. And if you come in January, you will see a few hummingbirds, like the cinnamon hummingbird is always here, but you won't see the West Mexican emerald or the hermit too much, right? So they go somewhere.
The time of year that we're visiting the Vallarta Botanical Gardens is late May, early June 2022. Just wanted to run through some of the species that we're seeing up here right now. Those include the cinnamon hummingbird, the berry line, the plain-capped starthroat, the long-billed hermit, the golden-crowned emerald, sparkling-tailed wood star. Some of the other species that are available to see here, we haven't seen them yet, and they may be available seasonally, are the ruby-throat hummingbird. If you're ever wondering where your ruby-throats go to spend some of their winter, well, a number of them winter here. The lucifer hummingbird, the black chin, the bumblebee, violet crown, among others. If you received value from this video and you think it will help you attract hummingbirds to your yard, press the like button. If you'd like to help this channel grow for free, click subscribe and the blue bell icon so you always know when the next video is coming out. You can share this video with your friends on your Facebook feed or other methods. Leave a comment in the comment section below and add yourself to the conversation. On behalf of Bob Price of the Vallarta Botanical Gardens and myself, Aaron Miller, we thank you for watching. We hope the information helped you out, and if you have any further questions, please leave them in the comments below. I'd like to go ahead and encourage you that if you're in the Puerto Vallarta area, a visit to the Botanical Gardens of Vallarta is an excellent way to spend a day. In addition to experiencing a variety of hummingbirds and other birds of colorful varieties, you'll see a fantastically curated gardens that I'm sure that you'll enjoy. We'll see you again in the next video soon. Bye for now.